Welcome back. You're still watching SABC's special election day. In fact, this is day after the elections. This is actually counting day, if I can call it that. We're coming to you live from NROC in Pretoria. We're now going to be crossing to our regions and speak to our journalists. We start off in Durban's Mariska Botha. Mariska, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's the latest down there? It looks lovely, actually, where you are.
Good morning to you. Yes, we're coming to you from the beautiful Hex River Valley in Durban, of course, where yesterday there was a lot of excitement. People were happy to go vote. It was really a very pleasant experience, people wearing their party colors. We went to various voting stations in the valley, and at some places we even saw boom boxes and DJs playing music. It was really a very festive atmosphere. Today things have calmed down. People are back at work. We saw a lot of farm workers on their way to work on trucks. But of course, they'll be watching the news, reading papers, listening closely for those results to come in. But today all seems quiet and all seems the way it was before the elections, and everybody just waiting in anticipation to get those results.
That is Mariska Botha speaking to us from Durban in the Western Cape. We now cross over to the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. Blaine Herman. Blaine, good morning. What is Durban like today? I heard it was nice and sunny yesterday, a beautiful day for voting.
Yeah, indeed, to be so. The weather has changed dramatically over the past couple of days, so another beautiful day here. We come to you live from the KwaZulu-Natal ROC, the Provincial Results Operations Centre based at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. Let me first remind you of the incident that happened overnight. The IEC in KwaZulu-Natal has confirmed the shooting incident at a voting station in KwaDuguza on the north coast. It says police are still investigating circumstances around the shooting. We'll bring you the very latest on this as it develops. Well, the IEC in KwaZulu-Natal says the province looks set to have a voter turnout of well above 60% in the general elections. Now, the electoral body had aimed to improve the 2009 voter turnout of 79.87% to at least 80% in this elections. Now, the provincial electoral officer, Mawethu Mosri, says it's still too early to say whether the targeted 80% will be reached, as there's a sizable number of voting stations that have not reported back due to network problems. Now, that was earlier on. We'll get an update from the IEC very soon. Meanwhile, the IFP is calling for an urgent investigation and is consulting its lawyers to determine how 12 million national and provincial ballot papers were exhausted, allegedly after only 43% of the votes had been cast in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, the party's national chairperson, Blessed Gwala, says they are lodging a complaint with the IEC on the matter. He says that the IEC had printed about 6 million ballots for the provincial ballot and another 6 million for the national ballot. Now, according to the IEC, 5.1 million people are registered to vote in KwaZulu-Natal. But generally overall, to be so, voting went relatively peaceful in most parts of KwaZulu-Natal yesterday. A number of political party leaders cast their vote here across the province. But in terms of the results, while it's streaming in behind me, let me just go quickly through the results in terms of the National Assembly ballot, with about 9.67% of the voting districts counted. The ANC is in the lead with 64%. Then the IFP follows with 12%. The DA with just over 10%. The NFP is sitting at around 8%, and the EFF at 1.57%. I just want to go quickly to the provincial legislative ballot. The ANC here again leading with 64%. The IFP coming in second at this stage with 9.6% of the voting districts counted at 12%. Then followed by the DA, then the NFP, the DA 10%, the NFP 8%, and the EFF at 1%. Now, we'll be analyzing those results in a little while, but for now, it's back to Pretoria.
Blaine, just before I let you go, I want to ask you one more question. The NFP and the IFP, those are the two parties. I mean, I think a lot of people will be looking at. We know that the EFF is a new kid on the block. What is that contest like as far as the region or the province of KwaZulu-Natal is concerned?
Yeah, look, in the lead up to these elections, the NFP and the IFP have been on a vigorous campaign around KwaZulu-Natal in particular. It's close political rivalry. Remember, Zanele Kamagwaza Msibi is the former party chairperson of the IFP. So in terms of the political rivalry there, it's pretty close. So it'll be very interesting to note how these parties go on. The IFP obviously saying that the party is healing and it's getting stronger. The NFP wants to win the province, if not, at least be the official opposition. So we'll have to look at the results as they come through and see what transpires.
Lane Herman speaking to us from our Durban studios at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Thank you very much for catching up with us right here in Pretoria. We now cross over to Tommy Dixon. TD, what is the latest from your part of the world? Interesting stats, interesting results coming through as well?
Good morning, Tabiso. Indeed, very interesting developments here in the Eastern Cape. It's more subdued, though, here at the IEC Centre. During the night, party agents have eagerly awaited the first results to come in, but now the fatigue of the past 30 hours or so is taking its toll, and a handful of loyalist party agents have remained. They're still with us here. Now, the results are coming through, and the picture is disappointing for others. The picture is encouraging for others, but I just want to get the comment of the party agents now. I'm going to start here with Cope behind me, just to get a sense of how they're feeling about the results. Mhlekazi, the results for Cope, they're not looking very good at this point. It looks like you are losing the status of being the official opposition in the Eastern Cape. How are you feeling about that?
We are very, very disappointed, though we are still having hope because the areas where we are strong, we have not got the results yet.
Right. Now, what went wrong with COPE?
I should think the infightings that we had as a party, really, they've derailed us as a party, and also the resources. We spent most of our resources in court.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll continue talking about this. That's the representative of COPE here at the IC Centre in the Eastern Cape, Sipho Mkwai, saying that they're very disappointed with their performance. I'm just going to check with the DA here behind me, the leader of the DA, Mr. Arthur Trollip, joining us. Sir, you look, I see the smile on your face, and are you happy with how the results are coming through so far in terms of how you are performing?
We're very happy with what's happening in the Eastern Cape. It's clear that politics in the Eastern Cape has moved away from politics of identity and moved towards policy of idea. The DA has shown, especially in the Nelson Mandela metropole area, that we are preparing to govern there in 2016. But what's been really interesting is our growth across the province. In non-traditional areas, former ANC strongholds, the DA has come out really strongly. We're the second party by a long, long way in the Eastern Cape, and we predicted that, not because we sucked it out of our thumb, but because of the work we've done over the last 20 years, and also especially in this campaign. We've targeted certain areas and we've got the results.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's the leader of the DA here. I can tell you, Tabiso, as I come back to you, that the IAC here is going to have an urgent meeting with the party agents to discuss about an issue that has developed in an area of Mthatha. We're going to elaborate further on those issues later during the broadcast. Back to you in Pretoria.
Thank you very much. There, Tommy Dixon speaking to us from the Eastern Cape. We now go over to Griselda Lewis, who's in Gauteng. As we said, we're going to cover all the corners of the country. Beckersdale, Griselda. A couple of days ago, it was touch and go there for a minute in Beckersdale, but it all seems calm. Voting went on smoothly yesterday. What is it like this morning?
Well, a very good morning to you, Tabi. So yes, voting went by very smoothly yesterday, and we also monitored the counting process here in Beckersdale, which is still underway. There are still some results that are outstanding from some of the polling stations, but very calm situation here, Tabi. So very different from what we saw in the run-up to the election, the violence and the polling stations that were burnt as well. It's business as usual here. Everybody's going to work. The buses, I'm sure you can hear, are busy ferrying people to work here as well. Kids are going to school. The situation is very calm here this morning, but there still remains a very large police presence in this area. Police are leaving nothing to chance in the event that perhaps some people are not happy with the results. Speaking of results, Tabi, so what I have at the moment as of 7:10 here in Beckersdale, you remember there are about 52,054 registered voters. As of 7:10, the total votes that were counted were about 20,015, and it seems like the ANC is in a comfortable lead in this area. But just to chat a bit more about the process at the moment, I'm joined by Vusi Simelane, who was very excited to participate in the vote yesterday. Babu Simelane, nkosi kakhulu banathi this morning. Babu Simelane, masive kuni ba uvoto luhambe kanjani izolo?
Awunyajabula ke msakazi ukuzwa lokho. Uvoto lambe kahle kakhulu izolo. Even nengane yami ibiqala ukuvota izolo, ivotile, ijabulile. Kodwa ijabulela ukuthi kube nemfundo yamahala ukuyofika ku-varsity ngoba sisebenza nje nasihola imali encane emsebenzini ayikwazi ukuthi sikwazi ukuthatha ingane zethu sifake ema-varsity. Okunye ongasijabulisa kulokuvota lokwethu ukuthi ukuphumelela kwethu kwesikhathi nje na masiqeda ukuvota nje sifuna ukubona after 100 days upresident ehlele esitulweni kuba notshintsho kumasipala wethu lana ngoba amapipe eSurich la elokishini lethu eBekesdal ayavuza kakhulu and emadala and into encane amapipe ethu eSurich isystem yethu ayikho right ngoba amapipe mancane kudingeka amapipe amakhulu ngoba abantu baningi kakhulu la elokishini even nemikhukhu seyigcwele kakhulu ngaphakathi elokishini so singakujabulela lokho ukwakhiwa kwezindlu zama-RDP kungene abantu kungakhiwa izindlu zama-RDP kungangeni abantu
kodwa besike sabona ukuthi akhona ama-RDP beke wakhiwa ngaseSumunye noko ke ukhona utshintsho oluncane ungasho kanjalo kodwa ke nisafuna ukuthi igovernment incedise ngezinye izinto
cha zakhiwe izindlu eSimunye but utshintsho alukho kwalona njena utshintsho ngezindlu zaseSimunye because imikhukhu ayizange yashifta imikhukhu isoloku inabantu abaningi so into esingayijabulela thina uhulumeni wethu uma akha izindlu zama-RDP uma umuntu emsusa emkhukhwini athathe umkhukhu ukusheke kunespace kulondawo le iyo indlela enhle engayisa phambili ukuphela ukuqeda imikhukhu ngoba umuntu uphinda asheke emkhukhwini ayoqashisa kwindlu yakhe eRDP so lokho akusijabulisi kakhulu and then asisho ukuthi siya criticize abantu abasuka kwamanye ama province but kubhlungu lokuthi umuntu asuke kwenye province eze la Gauteng ashiye indlu yakhe emakhaya lena aphinda athole enye indlu lana so lonto ayisiphathi kahle.
All right baba Simelane siyabonga kakhulu ngexesha lakho baba. Already challenges there for government saying that they will be monitoring and at least in the next 100 days of the incoming government or the current government whoever it is that does take over in that they will be looking as the people of Bekesdal to ensure that there is some change within the 100 days after the results have actually been announced. So a great challenge there to government to sort out the problems here in Bekesdal. But for now, back to you in the studio, Tabiso.
Thank you very much, Griselda. Interesting indeed. Challenges, as you said. The voters said, well, look, I voted. My daughter cast her vote for the very first time. But after 100 days, we'd like to see some change in as far as our community in Bekesdal is concerned. I think, Leanne, you'll agree with me down there on the floor. A lot has been, well, the die has been cast basically to our politicians. The people want action, and some say they want it within 100 days.